Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is JC for Hidden Knowledge. If you are new to my channel and you enjoy these types of videos, please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future content. Today I have a brand new Mandela effect video for you guys, one that I think you guys will enjoy. With that said, let's get into our first example. For our first possible Mandela effect today, it's going to be one from the animated classic Snow White. Before we talk about this Mandela effect, I wanted to give a little disclaimer here for those of you that are new to my channel or don't know. I do tons of Mandela effects on this channel and all of them don't affect me directly, only some do. However, I report on everything that I see people talking about. If multiple people agree, I like to report on it, whether or not I'm that familiar with the Mandela effect or if it affects me directly. Anyways, with that said, let's get back to it. Like I was saying, this one has to do with Snow White, the animated classic, and it has to do with a scene in the movie. It has to do with a scene where Snow White is baking a pie for Grumpy. During this scene, the witch appears, and it has to do with the thing that she says next. Many are claiming the witch originally said, "Baking pies, my pet." However, that is not the case. She does not say that at all. Now, when the witch appears, there seems to be a silent pause. Nothing is said. You just see the witch appear. And then she says, "All alone, my pet." She does not reference the pies at all any longer. Honestly, I'm not that familiar with this Mandela effect. I just saw a lot of people agreeing with this one, so I thought I would bring it up. And you guys let me know in the comments if you guys agree with this or disagree with it. Up next, we have Lady Justice. The vast majority of you will be familiar with Lady Justice if you live in the United States, since that's where most of my audience is from. However, if you're not in the United States, Lady Justice basically represents our legal system and how it's supposed to be blind. That's why she's wearing the blindfold to money, power, or influence a certain individual might have. Everybody should be treated equally in the justice system. Anyways, the thing that we're going to be talking about is the things that she's holding in her hands. What do you guys remember Lady Justice holding in her hands? Think about it for a second. Alrighty. I'm guessing the vast majority of you said scales, which is correct. She is holding a set of scales on her hand, which is supposed to represent the weighing of evidence. However, this is where the Mandela part comes in. On the other hand, she is holding a large sword. Many people are claiming that this sword was never present. They claim that either she only had the scales or she had the scales in both hands. And there's been a debate going on about this one. Next up, we have some song lyrics from Louis Armstrong. What a Wonderful World. This song is incredibly popular. I'm sure all of you have heard it before. And here are the lyrics. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people blank by. People passing by or people going by are the options here. What do you guys recall for this one? And the correct one is going by. Of course, many people remember passing by. And I actually got this Mandela effect from Moneybag73, and he already did all the research on this one. He actually went and he found several people singing it as passing by. So it is definitely a Mandela effect. There's something going on here, and I would recommend that you watch his video. I'm going to link it down below if you want to see all the different people singing it and all the research that he's done in this particular Mandela effect already. Moving on to the next one. This next one is a historical Mandela effect, and it is one that people have also been talking about quite a bit, and it has to do with the deepest place on Earth, the Mariana Trench. I'm sure many of you learned about this in school and are familiar with it. This is the thing that people are debating. People were debating whether or not we had explored the deepest area of the Mariana Trench. As many of you might know already, this is extremely deep and the pressure is extremely high, and it would be able to crush basically anything that goes down there. And the Mandela aspect of it is many people claim that they learned in school that this was unexplored due to the high pressure. However, it turns out this is not the case. In fact, in 1960, the deepest part of the Mariana Trench had already been reached by two people, Don Walsh and Jacques Piccard, aboard their vessel. And recently, many of you might have heard that director James Cameron, the director of Titanic, Avatar, he was also down there, and he nearly got to the same spot that they did. And of course, his vessel is highly sophisticated compared to theirs, and so it's not the same thing. And that's basically it. People remember this had never happened before, especially not in the 1960s, which is a very, very long time ago. People just saying that they remember that they were taught in school we had not reached that deep into the ocean just due to the pressure. And finally, I wanted to talk to you guys about this, and it has to do with Easter Island. Pretty sure a lot of you are familiar with this. Is the island that has all these giant heads, statues that have intrigued people for a very long time. Very recently, there was some theories that came out that showed how they were most likely built and moved around, which is probably the case, and I will link that video down below. It's very interesting. But anyways, the thing that people are questioning is whether or not they ever had these red hats on top of their head. People are claiming that this was never the case for any of the statues, yet many of these statues have these red hats on top of them. And when I first started to look into this, I found out there was a mystery behind the hats themselves. They weren't really sure where they were made or how they were put on top of the heads, and it's just quite intriguing that even the hats have a mystery behind them. People have been talking about it, so I just decided to add it onto the video so I could start a conversation. Before I let you guys go, just some quick announcements. Sorry about not uploading regularly over the past few weeks. I've been very busy with some other work that I'm doing. However, the uploads will continue to keep coming, so be sure to subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it, and I will be uploading more videos very soon. I'll catch you guys on the next one.